so pretend the chair is a wheelchair.
So I want to be able to chop my own vegetables or slice my own cheese, but I can't stand up for long enough to do it.
Well, I have a solution for that. So this is an adaptive cutting board that works really well in wheelchairs. And so its purpose is it allows you to be able to sit down. So like say you don't have the standing tolerance like you said, or you're unable to physically get up due to some kind of disability, but it allows you to be able to cut your food while you're sitting down. So I'm just going to kind of explain it to you. So first off, in the middle there's a wooden cylinder surrounded by a foam pool noodle. And so the point of this is for you to be able to stabilize it between your legs. So a person has to have hip adduction and abduction to be able to stabilize it, or they can have a caregiver come and secure it safely between their legs, but they need to make sure that it's secure. So it's easier if they have a little bit of leg movement. And then you can kind of see these wooden bars right here. I put them on there because when you're cutting, you don't want the food to fall off or like fly off accidentally. If you're cutting an apple and it flies off, you don't want it to fly off. And then I left a little bit of space right here because a caregiver could come with a bowl and you could just slide the food off into the bowl. And then also these right here, which I used golf tees, but someone could also use nails or just anything that's pointy and sturdy. But you can stabilize your food. So like say you want to put a block of cheese here, and you know you really only have one side that works the greatest, and so you want to use that one side to be able to cut it. So you can put your cheese like right here to stabilize it, and then that will make sure that you can cut it the way you want to. And then last but not least, there's a layer on the bottom of non-skid mat. So it's secured not only between your legs by your muscles or the way that your caregiver put it in there, but also the non-skid mat like helps it not fall off. So yeah, that's kind of how it's used and what it's used for.
So then how does it work?
So it works just kind of like I said, you know, you can cut, really it's not used for meats or anything like heavy duty, but it's used for fruits, vegetables, cheeses, you know, little things like that that you're going to serve or you want to serve. And you know, you can cut anywhere, but yeah, so it's just a cutting board for you to be able to sit down instead of standing up.
Cool. So I can use it by myself?
Yeah, for sure. You can use it by yourself. You know, there's some limitations that come along with it. Obviously, it falling off or falling out from between your legs because it's secured simply by the pull on the bottom. So it could fall off from your wheelchair, and so that's a limitation that you definitely needs to be addressed. And then also, another limitation is that like these golf tees, they could cause some issues because they could potentially be unsafe if you're not using them. And then obviously safety with a knife. So we have to make sure that the patients are upper extremity, like they're functional with their upper extremities to be able to use, maneuver, and manipulate a knife and manipulate the food. So those are just some limitations of it. You know, since you're sitting down, you need to watch out for your legs, that you don't cut your legs. Obviously cutting your fingers or cutting your hands or your wrists, you know, that can be a factor that goes along with it. But yeah.
How do I clean it?
So on the top there's a plastic portable cutting board that I actually put on it and I fit to size because yes, the wood is food friendly and I made sure that it was food friendly, but I thought it would be easier to clean and wipe off just the plastic, so you can literally cut your food, do whatever you want, and then take, you know, a Clorox wipe or take soap and water and just wipe off the surface, and then you're good to go.
What other precautions do I need to look for?
So I've already kind of stated your limitations, but precautions that I just want to exemplify is safety, safety, safety. So, you know, yes, this is helping you be independent with cutting your food, but, you know, it's definitely, you need to look out for your safety as well, because say this falls off of your legs, then your food could potentially fall off, then your knife could potentially fall off, and then say you're home by yourself and you try to pick it up off the ground, then you could lose your balance and potentially fall. So just one thing could lead to another. So when you're using this, you definitely need to be, you know, you need to be focused, you need to be coherent enough to, you know, as I said before, maneuver a knife, be able to manipulate the food. So, you know, you need to have a good grasp on it, you need to have, you know, good grip strength with it, and then also the more strength that you have in your legs and the more you're able to add and abduct your hips and just all your muscles in your legs, the easier it will be to actually stabilize it so it doesn't go anywhere. Because that's the point of it, is just to completely stabilize it. And then as I said before, the foam is in there to make it bigger, so it's easier to grasp, but you could also take the pool noodle off. And so like say you have really good strength and really good ab and adduction, it could be smaller, so then you could potentially have more of a security. But right now I just left that in there to kind of show you how it works. But so yeah, you know, you just need to make sure that everything is in place. And then also, I didn't put the cover on this right now, but I have a cover for the golf tees. So if you're not using it, you need to have the cover on there. But if you're using the golf tees to stabilize your food, then you know, you don't need it on there, but just, you know, you could easily get hurt with these, so you need to make sure that you keep those in mind. But yeah, so that's the general explanation of how you use an adaptive cutting board for a wheelchair.